Hello and welcome to Two Guys, One Brain, two friends with often different opinions on everything from life, sports, and politics. No topic is off limits, no opinion is too out there. I'm Alex.
This is Brian.
And welcome to the show number 4. Brian, what's going on?
We have the start of baseball on Thursday, opening day.
Opening day, spring, hot dogs, bleachers, summer, it's all coming.
It is. Thankfully, it also marks winter is gone.
Well,
Finally.
I don't know, spring baseball in Chicago kind of sucks.
It's often nice to see baseball with a little bit of snow shower during the game.
It's cold to go to those games, man. Sitting up there at Wrigley, it's a nightmare. But let's get right into it. Let's start going through our division. We can start doing our betting, Pete Rose style on baseball.
Since when do you play baseball? In manners fucking baseball that you're doing it Pete Rose style.
You know, I played baseball for a long time. I'm not going to get banned by them, but we can bet like him.
Okay,
we can bet like him. So let's go through our divisions and pick our winners. Let's start with the NL.
NL East. Mets are going to win it this year straight out. No tie. No.
Yeah, I agree with that. I take the Mets as well. They got the pitching. Verlander's there now, and they still have Scherzer. I agree with the Mets.
Yeah, they had a good offseason. Last year they won 101 games. NL Central. St. Louis.
I'm a Cub fan, but I agree. I got to go St. Louis.
Yeah, they'll win. Cubs didn't do enough in the offseason to raise the bar. They may not even be
They're
second
still
place.
rebuilding. Shut up.
Yeah.
The West?
The West. I'm going to take the Padres this year. I think the Dodgers are going to take a step back. They didn't do enough in the offseason to impress me, where I think the Padres did.
I mean, the Padres have been building for a few years now, and they beat the Dodgers last year in the playoffs. I agree. I agree with you on that one as well, Padres.
Yeah. Go to the AL. Move to the AL East. It's Yankees.
I am going Blue Jays.
You're fucking crazy.
I'm going Blue Jays this year over the Yankees.
You're crazy.
No.
Yes, you are.
We'll find out. I'm going Blue Jays.
AL Central.
It pains me to say it, man. I took the Indians last year. I don't have the faith in the. I'm going to say the White Sox win the division.
I did that last year, and they fucking killed me. So I'm taking the Twins this year.
See, yeah, worst comes to worst, I could mush them, and they'll fucking finish in last place. I'm good with that, too.
And then the West, I think it's going to be easy. It's going to be Houston again.
I want to say Anaheim, but I'm going Houston again.
You just want to see your Ohtani and Trout get there.
I just want to see Trout making the only time you see Mike Trout in the playoffs is when he goes to a fucking Eagles playoff game.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, he's had a great career, and he's not made it yet.
He's made it once.
Okay, was it
Just
once?
once. But, I mean, again, the best baseball player of our generation, and he's been there once.
He's been wasted.
Wasted away. Wasted.
Ohtani's doing the same problem out there if he doesn't get traded this year, at the end of this year.
He'll look good in the Cubs uniform.
You actually think the Cubs are going to spend $50 million a year on him?
Why not?
I would love it. Don't get me wrong.
They're worth over
$4.
$4 billion.
4.1 of the rating just came out, actually.
Yeah, $4
But I just
billion.
don't see Ricketts spending $50 million a year on him, even though they probably make that money in revenue from uniform sales and just the overall vibe of him being here and the excitement. But I just can't see it. That'd be the richest contract they ever did.
It might be the richest contract in baseball ever.
Yeah. And the Cubs' the richest one was Hayward, and that was a big bust.
It was like $120 million. I think their biggest contract in franchise history was Soriano or John Lester. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. But okay, so let's go with our wagers here.
Over under Cubs.
Their over-unders at 76.5. I'm going to say over.
I actually think they're going to go over there too. So it's be hard to place a wager on that. Let's look at the Sox. Maybe we can.
Well, let's see who gets. How about let's go who gets closest to the number.
All right.
How many wins you say?
82 and a half.
Okay, I'm going to take the under on that. I'll go under.
Wait a second. Let me type this up.
I'm taking. You said 82 and a half, so I'm going to take the under.
82 under. Oops.
I'm thinking about 80, 81 wins for the Cubs this year.
82 and a half under. Okay. We got the Sox. We want to do Sox too?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, neither one of us are Sox fans.
Who gives a fuck?
But, okay. I got the over.
And then we can bet on our division winners.
Yeah, who do you got? You got the... Okay.
So
What's yours differ?
Instead of the Yankees, I have the Blue Jays. Instead of the Twins, I have the White Sox.
1 second.
Just put Jays.
Yeah.
Jays.
I can't spell.
Yeah. And then for the AL Central, well, Sox.
What are we wagering?
How about we could do 500 500 for both.
Total 500?
Yeah.
250.
No. 250 apiece for the Cubs and for the divisions.
Cubs 250 piece. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm putting this. Let's make a document here. If we ever go video,
Because last year we forgot to write it down and we didn't. We knew we bet, but we didn't remember
we
what.
put it
the
on your
exact-
cheap ass fucking Samsung phone and you fucking lost it. If you would have had a real phone, you
Okay,
wouldn't have lost
Mister,
it.
I don't know how to work my fucking Apple shit.
You know what? I've never used some of
Yeah,
this software before,
kiss
so
my ass.
still learning it. You knew how to use your phone.
I know how to use technology.
Yeah. The millennials know how to use technology better than you old
Kiss
fuckers.
my ass.
Um,
Speaking of time and tested profession and controversial things, let's go back to when you were there, when you witnessed the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights.
when I was there, how old does that make me?
Old. I think a great topic of discussion, constitutional carry.
Constitutional carry. All right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's define what constitutional carry is. It's for those that are able and legally able to carry a firearm, to carry a weapon without getting a permit or any other kind of restriction or any other basis.
Okay. So we have currently there are 25 states that have it legal that you can carry. You can conceal and carry basically.
Constitutional
Carry is 25 states. So obviously there's 25 states that you cannot, based on age.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me check the math on this one. 50.
It's 50. I'm not
50
counting
states.
Washington, D.C.
50
It is not a state.
Minus 25. Yeah, that checks out. Good job.
You know what? I'm over 200 and some years old. I can fucking add 25 and 25.
You've seen every
okay?
one of these motherfuckers join the union. I'm just saying.
I was around when Texas was a republic. Damn it.
All right. Oh, God.
So what do you think? Are you for it or against it?
I am 100% for it. 1,000% for it. Everyone should be able to carry a gun if you're legal. Everyone should carry a gun if you're not a criminal and have felonies and all this other crap on it. Why not? It's in our Second Amendment. The right to bear arms.
Right to bear arms. So how do we judge who's mentally able to carry a gun?
Well,
if it's 100% constitutional carry, how do we consider that?
Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't think there's ever going to be a true blue or a true way of identifying these fucking people that have issues like mental issues and all that. Besides the fact that most of them are probably at some form.
Okay, we got to pause. The dog is acting.
My toes while we're trying to discuss this, so we had to take a quick pause.
Yeah, he sometimes gets hot and bothered about fucking dog topics we talk about.
Apparently, guns is a trigger for him, motherfucker.
I'm afraid of him. He doesn't like the loud sound.
I'm gonna pistol whip him with my fucking gun
not
one
beating
day.
my dog.
One day I'm gonna pistol whip that fucking dog. I swear to God.
No wonder he bites your fucking toes.
Shh, motherfucker. Anyway, there's no true blue way of putting someone on a list or whatever. Because again, like the point of being a constitutional carry is you go by the letter of the law. It is what it is. You're done. I think you should be able to carry without having to get a FOID card, which is a fucking racket in itself.
That is a racket.
Leave it to
does
Illinois
nothing.
to try to generate extra revenue with that bullshit.
Yeah, that's a straight up money grab from Illinois. When you get the Ford, you can go buy a gun, but that's all it does for you. When you buy one, you still have to do the wait list. You still have to do the background check. You have to do everything. It's like the car doesn't exist when you go to buy it, but yet you still have to have it when you buy it. And ammunition.
Ammunition too.
What's the fucking point of it? It doesn't do anything.
Right.
I know they're challenging it now too.
They are,
Ford
but I mean,
card.
to think though, I mean, you already did all that stuff to get the card. You already get the background check. You already submitted all your shit and all that, and then you got to do it again and wait. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
But For constitutional carry, though, like, yeah, there's got to be something in there for people. You don't want someone who's a fucking diagnosed or whatever, schizophrenic.
But how do they do that? Then you still have to. Okay, you want to, then that's like having a FOID card
Why-
where you have to go do a mental test.
Why
before you
can't
get
they?
it?
Why can't they register the prescription drugs people get? If they're getting antipsychotics and all that, why can't they? Like, you're automatically on the list. If you need one, you have to go into review. Like, if you want to get a gun and you get some kind of antidepressant, antipsychotic, whatever, it's like, no, I'm good. I can own a gun. Blah 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 blah. Why can't you? You know, then you're under review. You have to prove that you're capable.
Yeah, but so you're still making people jump through a little bit of hoops to own a gun.
But is the majority of people on antipsychotics and depressants and that, or
nowadays, probably.
it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, again, like those people, and then you got your red flag laws in certain states. Some states don't have them, some do.
There should be some restriction on who's carrying the gun out there.
So do you put? Okay, let me ask this then: do you put a higher or a penalty on family members of those that, you know, like, say you're my crazy fucking dad. You're old enough. You're my crazy old man. And you go get a gun, and I know better. You've been in and out. You have some domestic, not even domestics, just you have issues. You got fucking issues, and I never reported you, and never, hey, you know, let's put him on the list not to get a gun. You go get a gun, and you shoot the fucking guy at the gas station because, you know, he stole the last tuna fish sandwich out of the fucking thing. Like, maybe the family should be held accountable to some degree.
No, I don't agree with it. That's what they're doing in Michigan right now. They're holding his parents accountable because he had the gun, and he had exhibited.
Didn't they get it for him though?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean,
But
they're
he
directly
was-
tied though. Like, they're trying to hold that dad accountable in Highland Park for that fucking yahoo that shot on the 4th of July last year.
Did that guy exhibit signs of being fucked up in the head?
Did
the
you
guy
see
in
that
Michigan
kid?
did,
Oh,
and
I mean,
and they didn't report it, or
Right.
they reported, but they did. They still let him have the gun. So now they're putting involuntary manslaughter charges on him. 4 counts on the parents.
right. So I mean, is that a good way to counteract that whole thing? And
It's still, at the end of the day, it's not their fault. They didn't pull the fucking trigger.
I mean, I agree to that to a degree, but at some level, like, we can't just have fucking crazy people out there with guns. We just can't.
No, I believe in constitutional carry, but I also believe that we don't want I personally don't want everybody running around with a fucking gun, because there are too many crazy people, especially nowadays.
And here's the thing, too. Like, all this bullshit and all this rhetoric that the officials in the government are trying to throw at us with, like, assault weapons. Like, if you do a simple Google search, an assault weapon, it refers to a semi-automatic gun designed for military use and quick, efficient killing. That's the first thing that pops up if you Google what is an assault weapon.
Okay.
So, a semi-automatic, that's kind of par for the course in the country and in the United States.
Most guns are semi-automatic
Yeah,
nowadays.
they are.
Where do you find an AR-15, which is a very fun gun to shoot?
Very fun.
Yeah, that's not semi-automatic. It is, to me, it's not a goddamn assault rifle.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, but it's how ignorant some people are because they think, oh, so why do you need? I hear people all say, oh, why do you need a fully automatic? I'm like, it's not a fully automatic.
Fully automatic is totally different.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go to the store and buy a fully. Can you MacGyver weapons into it? Of course you can, but you can't buy an automatic, a fully automatic weapon somewhere.
No.
And that's where the politicians and all take advantage of all the stupid and ignorant people out there that don't, one, know what it is, two, they believe everything they're told. They're too fucking lazy or too dumb to do the research themselves. And that's wild because they're like, we need to ban this because they get caught up in the moment at a school shooting or a parade shooting or whatever. They're prisoners of the moment.
They use that momentum to
Yeah.
get this gun law
And
passed,
that's all-
and they did it here.
That's all
in
Pritzker did.
Illinois with
Yeah.
the assault rifles banned.
Most murders and all that and mass shootings and that and killings. Handguns. Absolutely.
Handguns, not these ARs. A few select do happen with these, but most are handguns. Most of them
Handguns.
are
With
normal
and
violent-
not even extended clips or all this other high capacity ammo that they try to push down your throat because it's bullshit. I think there's an agenda there that goes beyond the safety of the people. I think it's purely about control.
It is. I'm listen. It's a touchy subject with everybody, and I'm okay with constitutional carry. I'm not okay with banning assault rifles. I think we can have them. handguns. The problem is much deeper than this. I mean, banning the sale is not going to help fix the problem.
No, because criminals are going to get the weapons no matter what. They don't follow laws. They don't follow rules. They're going to get the weapons. If guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. That's just always been tried and true. And on May 9th, 2013, there was a survey. 2023, there was a survey. Damn, I fucked this up.
Just keep fucking going.
I
I
fucked up the date. I'm sorry.
2013. You were talking about 10 years ago.
I know. I'm looking at it. Anyway, I fucked up the date. It's 2023. I'm sorry, 2022, May 9, 2022. Sorry. Hello.
No more beer for you.
Yeah, another beer for me. The DOJ did a survey. 48% of convicted felons admitted to avoiding committing crimes when they knew that a potential victim was armed.
They don't want the conflict.
Fuck no, they don't want to get shot.
If they know, like, okay, if you're robbing a house and you're going in there and you know he's probably got a fucking gun, you're going to go to the next house so
or
you
you're
don't
in a
take a shot.
constitutional carry state or a carry permit state. Like, just think about it. Like, you might think twice. Like, that motherfucker might be packing.
Yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze on this one?
No.
You hear all the time about these older people shooting these people because they're getting robbed because they seem to be easy targets, but they're permit carry holders and they're defending themselves as such.
Common sense tells you don't rob somebody else who's fucking armed that you know.
So, like I touched on the subject a little bit ago with the Second Amendment and how the government wants to control. Like, the Founding Fathers understood the right to bear arms. They knew it was essential for maintaining liberty, rights of free speech, press, religion, from the government being overbearing and reaching in. They understood that. They understood that the monarchs and all those other politicians of other countries and that throughout history become full of themselves and start taking more and more and more control of their people. But if the people can outright defend themselves,
That's
can't.
why we have this. They have this so we could defend ourselves if the government gets too big.
Yeah.
If you have no right to defend yourself and fight back against the government that's taken all control, then they can just do what they want. They're going to trample every right you have. You have no rights. That's how we maintain our side, that we can fight back and do this.
And that's where I see all these people like on Twitter and all the other social media accounts where I see and read their opinions, and they live in the UK, Australia, wherever the fuck they live. And they don't understand. They say, oh, our culture's so stupid with their guns and this, that, and the other. Like, motherfuckers, you live under a monarch.
And
Not Australia.
they have huge knife violence.
Huge knife violence. But, I mean, Australia, they had one mass shooting however many years ago, and then they banned all guns. But their government controls them. Look at during the COVID lockdown. They just put them under house arrest. Like
Canada
nothing.
had huge COVID lockdowns. It got so fucked up there.
Canada's a little more loose with the guns than like the UK and all that. But again, these other people are like, oh, your guns are so ridiculous. Oh,
That's
these
because in
school
Canada
shootings,
they have
all
the
this.
guns to go hunt and kill everything.
Well,
Because
yeah,
they have animal
the
problems.
fucking polar bear will kill their ass. The
I know.
grizzly bear. But it just strikes me as like it's crazy because countries that are so developed, like they're so developed, and they can't wrap their minds around it. Like, why our culture's so embedded on guns? Like we especially the British, like we beat you motherfuckers. Like it was put into place because of you.
Okay, so this is such a hot button topic. Why is it not done at federal? Why is it left at the state level? Then why didn't the federal government just say we have the same gun laws throughout the country? Wouldn't that help solve a lot of these problems?
I believe the 10th Amendment, I'm going to paraphrase it, but if there is not something specifically put down in the Constitution that the federal government can rule on, then it goes to the states.
But like on this topic, why is this federal not saying, let's get universal gun laws so it's easier for people to understand and we have everybody on the same page?
Because not everyone wants the same things. California don't want the same as Texas. That doesn't want the same as Arkansas.
Californians don't count for anything because they're so fucked up.
But here's the thing.
Exclude them.
This is how stupid people are or how ignorant they are because they didn't pay attention during class. We are not a democracy.
What?
The United States is not a democracy.
Okay.
We are a constitutional republic. What is the difference? The difference is a democracy, the majority wins. Whatever the majority vote is, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, we don't do that.
No, we are a constitution. If it's in the Constitution, that's absolute. That is law. That is what we go by. That's why we have dominated
we don't even
the
do
world
our
for the past
presidential
200 years.
majority anymore.
No, because there's no need for it. Because again, when you do a democracy, the votes and the rights and the will of the minority don't matter. They just don't matter because they got outvoted. Where at least ours, it's not perfect, but we try to make each vote matter. We try to make each.
That's part of the problem, though.
How so?
Look how fucked up every single thing in this country is now. We can't figure out because we're trying to accommodate everybody.
They're too worried. They're trying to accommodate the minorities. The
But that's what you're
not
saying.
the
That's
minority
the problem.
the minority populations, the LGBTQs of the world, the fucking
Anything.
I mean, really anything. Like they're trying to accommodate the minorities, like they are a majority. Like they're loud, but they're not the
But
majority.
that's the problem is we can't appease everybody.
No,
You can't. And so this is where we get into these problems is we're trying to appease everybody. And we got to have the majority rule.
I just, we do the best we can in that. Again, referring back to the guns, 1994 they had the assault weapons ban. It ran for 10 years, and after the studies, the DOJ studies, 2 separate studies found that gun laws only hurt those that wish to obtain weapons legally, and they found no discernible effect on violent crimes from the specific legislation of that assault weapon ban. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it because people are too stupid and they don't know the difference between what is and what they're being told and what reality is.
Reality is fucked up.
Um,
There's only one thing that's absolute that runs this country. Okay? And we all know it. It's money. Who's ever paying the most to the politicians get what they want. That's the bottom line.
I mean, I saw an article that a lot of Dem states are siding with Mexico and blaming gun manufacturers for all the violence.
Yeah.
Not the cartels, not their bullshit policies, not that they're fucking crooked as all can be in Mexico. They're blaming the gun
Well,
manufacturers.
I made the gun, so it's my fault.
It's my fault. I mean, if they did this for everything else in life, we wouldn't be driving cars.
They did that
We
once
wouldn't
upon
be
a time.
taking-
They blamed the gun manufacturers for fucking cars. I mean, oh my god.
They blame the gun manufacturers for all the violence and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, let's see. So you got the same thing, like you said. If I get in a car accident, it must be the car's fault. So let's sue. Let's sue
fucking
Chevy.
Chevy or Ford, and
Yeah.
it's their fault that I was driving 95 miles an hour in a
Drunk.
school zone, hit 3 kids drunk and whatever. Like it wasn't me. It was the car. Like get the fuck out of here. So a study by Applied Economics, gun ownership doubled in the 20th century, but the murder rate decreased overall.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Well, gun ownership went huge too during COVID. Everybody went out and
yeah.
bought fucking guns.
Guns
'cause
and
they thought
ammo.
the government was going to take over.
well, yeah,
with their
because the
lockdowns
government
and
was
everything.
acting ridiculous, and then people were going out buying fucking toilet paper now because they believed that was a huge thing. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I know. I remember.
Because they're too stupid and they don't know how to read and say, "Oh, wait, this has nothing to do with that." See, still to this day, motherfuckers are wearing masks in cars and all that. But
It's so crazy. We're driving, you see people in the car wearing a mask. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And half the masks they wear don't even protect them
who
anyways.
is getting you sick? You're by yourself,
Yeah.
and then it's half hanging off their face, and now I'm trying to be safe. Suck my dick.
Yeah, I
Get
love it
outta
when
here.
you go through the grocery store, they have a mask and it's not even covering their nose, and it's one of them stupid bandana masks. Like, what the fuck? That's doesn't do nothing.
But to
Drifting off topic.
to stick to the original topic of constitutional carry, yes, I agree. Maybe it should be a uniform. Hey, the whole country's carry conceal, or constitutional carry. It's in the
Based
amendment.
on these laws.
End of
on
story.
These rules.
That's it.
Constitution. How about open carry?
I mean, I have no problem with open carry. Like, what's the problem with open carry?
Some people don't like it. They
But
don't want
why?
to see you carrying that gun. They don't want to see it.
But what's the difference? Here's the thing, though. Yeah, it's a sworn officer, but when you see a cop when his gun's hanging out, what's the big deal?
It's different when it's a cop.
But still,
when
if it's
the
anyone else,
when you, I think the open carry thought is people get freaked out when they see normal people with very little to no training walking around with a gun. People will get scared.
they won't fuck with you. Maybe they'll be nicer.
Maybe that would help lower the violence if they see you have a gun.
Yeah, it might de-escalate the situation. Who knows?
I mean,
But again, the violence is going to happen no matter what. There's going to be a bad egg or a bad apple in the bunch always.
always. But I don't know.
They're usually like Democrats that don't know any better and can't control their emotions and that scream bloody murder. But I don't want to insult your people too much.
they're not my people. I do not believe in Democrats' gun policy thoughts. I don't believe we should have fully automatic guns should be legal. I don't think. Well, I know some people that think you should be able to own any goddamn gun, like including bazookas, missile launchers, and fully automatic guns, and carry them around.
It wouldn't be bad to have a certain population, having that.
I know we can go to Texas and shoot a missile launcher and stuff, but I don't think the general public should be able to own it. If you make the gun laws absolute, you should be able to own a tank and a jet fighter too.
There are some people that own a tank.
I know a few select can't own it because they have the money, but what the fuck are you gonna do with a tank?
They're gas guzzler for sure, diesel guzzler.
Do you imagine driving down the road, see the tank going to work? Carrying the old tank today.
Fuck. Now look at Gary's brought the tank out. Look at him.
Oh wait, they're doing construction on the Kennedy today for the next 3 years. I'm gonna take the tank to work so I can get there.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I don't know.
Speaking of the Kennedy and traffic, how goddamn hard is it to get out of the left fucking lane when you drive? It is a left lane for faster traffic. Other people move over. How goddamn hard is it? It is so annoying to get in the left lane when you drive. And this guy is camping out in the left lane and just sitting there, and everybody's swerving around him, causing hazards and everything. It is just goddamn insane. And then they look at you like you're driving nuts because you're driving around this and people are locking up the brakes for him. What the fuck? That is my pet peeve. Besides people not knowing how to navigate a stop sign when there's 2 lanes of traffic in each way and they look at you like they don't know what to do.
This is Brian's Rain of the Week.
God damn it. I'm sorry. Your turn, Alex.
Oh, no. Man, my turn. Yeah, driving's a son of a bitch. It's terrible. My rant of the week. I think my rant here is going to be a solution for our country. I think this can help us close the deficit and control population and just overall make us all better. Now, trigger warning. That doesn't help anybody because they've been proven not to help anybody. This is going to offend some people. I don't care. Here's my rant. I fucking hate old people. I hate old people. I really do. So here's my thing.
Old people can't drive.
That goes in the safety of driving. Just being in a let's just say you're in a store, you're in a restaurant, you're wherever the hell you are in life. Oh, do you have a senior discount? Why in the fuck do you deserve a senior discount? What makes you deserve a senior discount? Oh, because I'm on a fixed income and, whatever. Then you shouldn't be doing this. If you are on a strict budget and a fixed income, why should we accommodate you? Either you can afford to do it or you can't. It's that simple. Why should you get a fucking discount because you overstayed your welcome? Why should you get a discount and everyone be subjective to please you because you're fucking old? Never in my life would I ever ask for a discount for anything. Anything. So here's my solution to the whole senior discount, Social Security problem, and everything else. Because it's just a point of reference. According to 2022, according to the Fed, 21% of our budget, or $1.2 trillion, will be paid out for Social Security. It's an average of $1,500 for 49 million retired workers, 3 million spouses and children of retired workers, 6 million surviving children and spouses of deceased workers, 9 million disabled workers and their eligible dependents. Now, I'm not saying eliminate Social Security, but we could take a big chunk out of that 21% of the pie and reallocate it to
Ukraine.
Fuck Ukraine. This is my rant. We can relocate some of that money to education, which sits at 3% of our budget. 3% for education. That's why kids here and there are stupid. We don't have enough engineers. They're stupid. They want to be influencers in that. So, I think you have you work, you do your career, whatever it is that you choose to do, that's great. You work your 25, 30 years of life. Maybe you retire at 60. Say 65. For this argument, say 65. You work 30 years. Okay, you automatically retire at 65. Boom, we're going to take care of you a little bit. You get 65 to 75. Live it up. Here's your checks. Live your life. Hell, you don't even got to pay taxes during that time. Just income. 75, We put you out the way they did in The Giver. You go to the fucking land beyond. You get retired and put off the community.
This is like the long walk in like fucking in the fucking one of the movies. God damn it.
Well, and if you're familiar with the book The Giver,
No.
it's a great book. Great book. It's about like a society rebuilt and then after big wars and whatever. And they send the elders off to elsewhere after they reach a certain age. Which means they they 86 them.
They basically kill you when you get to 70, so you know you're going to die when you're at 70.
You just keep a constant location, but they don't know that they're dying or anything. But here's the thing: we can down the population, then the income goes down, the things we have to pay out towards them go down. Our taxes don't go as high, and you get 10 years of retirement to enjoy your life. And you're not living to 90, 95, 100 years old, becoming a burden on your family and the rest of the people around you. They have to go visit you in a home or have you live with them or any of that. You're not putting a strain on the system, considering they're putting enough strains on there with immigration and all this other stuff anyway. But the point is, we can lower that Social Security deficit and we can allocate it elsewhere. That is my rant.
So you just want to kill off all the old people once they hit 70.
I think once you live past, I said 75. I said 65 to 75. I think that's a good life. 75 is a good life.
So at 75, we basically send them on a long walk and let them fend for themselves.
You
wherever-
put them on,
wherever it
you
is.
put them on the fucking iceberg and set them off to the sea.
Okay, let's send them at 75. We send them to Antarctica and do what you want, basically.
I mean, you can push them down
Yes.
the stairs for all I care. I don't, whatever it is, just get rid
Oh,
of them.
so okay. This is better. So at 75, we're going to basically have a Holocaust of old people. When you get here, you go to the gas chamber, and we're going to kill you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just
You
saying
are.
we
So,
need.
okay. What's
we
another
need-
humane way to kill people at 75?
The humane way at 75? Probably a nice little cocktail of drugs or something.
What's the difference between giving them a cocktail fucking drug and drugging them to give them a gas chamber?
Because they might get a little high out of it. Be happy. They don't have to suffocate and choke
I'll
to
make
death.
it really strong then.
Why don't we give them cocaine laced with fentanyl? Call it a day.
Oh, that'd be the thing to do. We do it to our teenagers now.
Yeah, openly. Very
Yeah.
openly.
So at 75, now I'm almost dead then.
Well,
I
yeah.
only got a few years left.
But you get to retire at 65, live 10 years, retired, no taxes, no nothing. You're good.
We would have no president right now. We wouldn't have had a president. Oh, with Trump, yeah, Trump wouldn't be able to run next year. He's like 70. What is he going to be? He's almost 75.
He's up there. He's up there too. But
Biden wouldn't
I
be in
just-
office now.
listen, I'm not advocating. Let's just be clear here. It's one of my wild rant fantasies. I don't want anyone to die. But I don't want to pay for anyone on fucking Social Security to their 90 because you're that useless and you've lived and retired longer than you should have been. Like, that's why I hear all these old people and they're like, oh, I vote Democrat because the Republicans are going to take my Social Security. There's people in my family that are just like that I know, and I hear them all the time. It's like you're looking for the biggest Santa Claus, not for who's right. Because you're too fucking whatever worried
Well-
about your Social Security check.
How many of these old people sit here and that's how they vote? Back then, you voted along the party lines no matter what. And if you look at the primaries now, you have to deregister your vote. And some votes you can only vote if you're registered.
And
And it fucks up the vote. It's not you're voting along party lines because that's the way you grew up.
I mean, that's how it always has been, though. But I mean, so goes the saying.
Maybe
of,
it'd help it.
what do they say? If you're young and you're a Democrat, you don't have a heart. If you're old and you're a Democrat, you don't have a brain.
I
Because
haven't heard that one, but
yeah,
okay.
being old and being a Democrat's not conducive to being smart.
No.
Like, it's just the fact of life, man. Like, I don't understand why anyone is, and just to hear the old people go off about, because of Kennedy. Fuck Kennedy.
Back in my day.
Fuck Kennedy, man. I mean, was he all right? He was okay, but what was so special about fucking Kennedy?
I'm
was
just
nothing
trying to process your fucking thought of 75 we're killing off all the old people.
We got to cut. People are living longer. So when they originally came out with Social Security back in FDR's day, like people, the average life was what? The lifespan was like 60 something back in the 40s.
No, I think it was always up in the 70s.
No, it was not that fucking high. I can guarantee it was not that high.
I'm not even sure what the goddamn average life expectancy is now.
It's like 75 or something.
Okay. So You're letting them live to the average life expectancy. So every year you
Right now it's 77 years old.
Actually, what you do is you cut that number off, in your theory, at the average life expectancy. So when it changes every year,
It's
you don't know
77.
when you're gonna die.
It's 77. This goes back to 1960. It was at 70 years old. So you go back another 20 years, it was probably
So if I'm 77
it was
now,
probably 63, 64.
yeah. So if I'm 77 now, I can die when the average life expectancy. If it drops next year, I'm gonna die tomorrow.
No.
Or you never know when you're gonna die.
You make it a solidified thing. Actually, life expectancy has gone down in 2020, and it was 78.79 years in 2019, and then in 2020 it was 77.
So we're gonna die younger. I personally don't want to live till I'm fucking that old.
I don't want to be that fucking old. 90 years old.
You see these people when they're walking down the sidewalks with their family and their families, they're hunched over and their families helping them walk. Fuck that.
Unless technology takes a major leap and can like freeze you in time for a while, I'm not with that. I don't want to be in a fucking home or be a burden on my family. 90 years old, they have to go live with my son or whatever. Like, oh, I'm just here to wipe my ass, whatever it is. Nah, I can't. I wouldn't. Like, it's a pride thing, yeah, but I'm not with that.
Oh, I don't want to
I'm
be
not
that
with
way
that.
either. No.
But anyway, they thought the life expectancy was lower then, and it's gotten higher as things have gotten better. Lifestyles have gotten better. Technology's gotten better. Medical's gotten better, so you live longer. People are taking better care of themselves. So the program is stretched. Like, oh, we're only supposed to pay to 64, and then you do the math and do the formula.
But they spent on Social Security anyways.
But
That's why
you add another 15 years to it. Like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
I can see your rant.
And there's tons of people out there, too. And this is a whole Social Security thing. And I'm all ramped up this time of year because of taxes and everything. Because I hate this time of year. I hate seeing fucking people get $10, $12, $13, $14,000 back on taxes. And it's like, you motherfucker, you haven't worked.
And they pay in $5,000. Let's say they pay in
man.
$2,000 all year, and they get back $5,000 or $6,000.
Right.
How does that fucking work?
How does that work?
Yeah.
Like,
let's pop out a kid. I'll get $2,000 more back every
I'll get
year.
more. I have 6
Yeah.
kids and get fucking 15 grand because whatever. It's like, keep your fucking legs closed.
Taxes
Call it
are
a day.
simple. You pay in $2,000. The max you could get back is $2,000. You can't get back more in taxes on your refund.
You should be
than
getting
you
back.
pay in.
I understand not getting back 100%, but getting back almost 50 wouldn't be bad. I mean, you're middle class. The middle class get fucked because they don't have the assets in that of the upper class, the 1% that can write off a lot of things and distribute their money accordingly. The middle class makes what they get. Say they get taxed $30,000 for the year, and they get back what, $2,000?
A lot of people don't get nothing back
How
nowadays.
nothing? Like, how the fuck is that fair?
Right.
Like, how's that even right?
The ideal of the system is you're not getting a refund back. That's the idea of the system.
No,
is you don't get
the
a
idea
refund.
of the system is they take it, they're borrowing it. That's why you get the refund.
No,
That's
you're
what
not.
it is.
It's not supposed to be a refund given. It's supposed to be you pay the right amount all year. You're not getting a refund and you're not paying in. But no one understands how to do it right, so it doesn't. And they use it as a savings account all year to plan for the refund to come back. It's not meant to be
Yeah, that
a
makes
savings
sense.
account.
But that's why I get amped up on this, and it's easy to pick on the old people and Social Security and all that crap. Because too, you see these motherfuckers that don't pay taxes all year long, and then they get these big checks, and it's like, oh, okay, what are you doing with the money? I'm going on vacation. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
That's the dirt poor people who have 5 fucking kids that do that.
Fucking stupid. It pisses me off
Yeah.
beyond so much.
I've hated that every time. All through my life, I've seen all these people that get all this money back at tax time, and they just blow it on stupid
And then-
shit, and it doesn't help them at all.
I've had family members as well, like close family members, like Social Security. Oh, I'm getting Social Security right now. For what?
Yeah.
For what? What is wrong with you? Why can't you work? You're a fucking drug addict. That's why you don't get it. You're getting this check. You go to jail. You get your teeth redone. You get all your medical and everything taken care of. You go there, get a nice hot meal and thing because you don't have a place during the rest of the year. So during the winter, you go to jail. You come out, you're getting Social Security. Why?
Yeah.
Why
Or,
can't you fucking work?
Yeah. Everybody's looking for help. The same with all these people standing around looking for free fucking money. Go get a fucking job.
Go get a
Everybody's
job.
looking.
Everyone's hiring.
I know.
Like, I see motherfuckers beg all the time out on the streets, like, by where I work. And I pull up next to them all the time, like, they want money, whatever. I'm like, what? Dude, I can give you a job right now.
They don't want a job.
I
This
need
is
someone.
their job.
Like, I need someone. I will pay you this. It's above minimum wage, whatever it is. I'll start you out at $18, $19 an hour. Like, No, I don't. I'm good, man. Thanks, appreciate
No,
it.
just
God
give me
bless.
some free stuff.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Don't even, dude. You see me on this at the stoplight? Don't even fucking look at me.
Yeah, and they're there every day, all day, and then they get your kid out there and trying to get more sympathy. I'm sorry, the God bless on every sign
Oh god,
doesn't do shit for me.
nothing.
It's like whoopee fucking do. Like you believe in God.
I've given the fucking people that were honest on their sign and said, you know what? I'm just gonna buy booze.
Yeah.
Here's $10. At least you're honest with me.
I was once with this guy when I was training for this
Like his lovers.
work. No, we were training for work. We stopped and we were delivering something, and he gave this homeless guy $5, and we went inside, and there he was buying a fucking beer with the $5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. And I know somebody else has tried to give a homeless guy a bottle of water, and they're like, no, it's not good enough water. So like, fuck these. There's needy fucking people that want stuff, and then when you give it to them, they don't even want it.
I lost a lot of faith in a lot of people, like, as the years have gone on. There was one year where my wife and her aunt and all them were donating clothes to the homeless. Like, oh, we're going to go pass out clothes to the homeless people, and now we'll go to Lower Whack. They had pretty much asked me to drive them and find the homeless people since I know where they are in this city. So I did. And, you know, like, they're like, all right, we're going to go here, this, that, and the other. I said, that's fine. And I just, like, saw them giving clothes to these fucking people. And just, like, looking at some of the people, like, it was like nothing. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Like, it's like 17 degrees out, and these people just randomly, they collected all this shit. They did nice stuff. They did good stuff to pass out to you out of pure goodness. Nothing other than just to be a good person. And these people are like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fuck you, then. I hope you freeze the fucking death out here.
Yep. Well, then you got the people that are just doing it for fucking money, and they change their clothes to look homeless, and they scam everybody out at the fucking red lights all day.
And then they walk around the corner and their Mercedes is parked right there.
Yeah, I know it's more prevalent. I saw it in Vegas actually. I was out there and walking around, and I saw this guy get out of his fucking, I can't remember the type of car, but it was a nice car, and he was changing into all these dumpy clothes, and then you see him on the fucking bridge begging for money all day. It's like, dude, I just saw your bitch ass get out of a fucking fancy car.
Some of them make over $100,000 a year. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a fucking job, and they don't pay taxes either. Oh, let's tax these motherfuckers. They get all this free money.
I always look at their shoes. It's like, you're that poor and you're that bad, but you're wearing brand new Jordans. Either you stole them or you bought them. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Or they have all these nice backpacks. Like, you have nothing, but you have this fancy North Face backpack.
And I get it. There's a bunch of people out there that genuinely need help. There's a lot of people out there that are homeless, that are mentally ill, and so on and so forth. But this is why my Social Security and getting rid of the old people work. We can allocate that money to healthcare, to education, and something other than paying these old people
But
the
look
wage.
at where the government. Do you actually trust the government to spend your money and allocate it where it needs to go? Come on. We have a homeless problem here, and we're sending billions out of this country again that we don't even have.
I agree with that. Like, the whole Ukraine thing, fuck them too. Like, we shouldn't be sending our money there when we have people here to help. But if my government was ran by like a Ron DeSantis, I'm down for it because he knows how to allocate the money. If it's ran by like a Gavin Newsom in California, look at their homeless situation. They just give these people free fucking money, free needles, and everything. Oh, it's safer to give them needles. That way they're not spreading diseases. Think about that. You are giving fucking junkies needles in that. You're encouraging them to do more drugs. What is wrong with you? You are encouraging. That's like having a daughter and you're like, all right, you're 16 years old. Yeah, go ahead and have your boyfriends and all these boys sleep over at the house. You're encouraging her to sleep with them and be a whore.
It's California, you know. Sometimes it'd just be better to fall in the ocean.
I mean,
and don't get me started on DeSantis. You know I don't like him either.
DeSantis 2024, baby.
No. Yeah, no freedom 24. If you want him.
Shut the fuck up. That's not even it, and you know it.
It is it.
But
his way or the highway. Fuck that.
He's taking charge, Brian. He's taking charge.
Don't get me started on fucking DeSantis again.
He's taking charge.
No, he's not. He's making you do what he don't stop it.
He's a great American.
He is not.
He's a man's man.
He is not.
But you get my point. Maybe that's a bad analogy with the daughter and the whore thing, but it's like if you encourage it, they're gonna do it. I mean, again, you encourage it, they're gonna do it. Like, oh, it's okay. Like, oh, like I've seen those parents my whole life where it's like, oh no, she's in the room. Oh, it's her boyfriend in there. Like, you're letting your daughter or whatever,
or
even
condoms
son,
in there too,
or even son. Like you're letting your son what is his girlfriend? Like, oh no, they're fine. They're not doing nothing. Really?
Yeah.
Really? What the?
Were you not a young man once upon a time?
Hello, were you not a teenager once?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Oh, here, we're going to give them clean needles and that way they don't get Hep C and they don't spread HIV.
Then they won't be in our hospitals. They don't put a burden on the healthcare system.
Oh, so they're not using more and then overdosing, overloading the system, or robbing and breaking in and stealing all this shit from people in stores.
You got the businesses pulling out of California because you let them steal and rob from you up to $900. So
and I think they lowered it. They lowered it to $5 now. Like, ooh.
Oh, I didn't see that they lowered it to $5.
They're lowering it to $5.
I didn't see that.
And then you're talking about giving reparations and all. Like, you just give. But and then that's the Democrats' solution for life: give and tax like a motherfucker. Give and take. Give, take. Give, take.
When is it going to stop? Because taxes are already high on everything.
Taxes are ridiculous.
I don't know if we mentioned this before. In Illinois, we have high tolls, high property tax, high sales tax,
and the son of a bitch, the tolls. Well, I mean, you were alive. But. The tolls were just made in I believe the 70s. They were designed to just
maintain the roads,
right? But they were supposed to end at a period of time.
I think I've heard that. Yeah,
the tolls were supposed to end in the late 80s or early 90s.
I didn't live in Illinois then,
and they just kept extending it because obviously it just generates money.
Well,
it's ridiculous. And then the city went and sold the Skyway to some French or Chinese company. Then they sold the parking meters.
Yeah,
and that it's what are you doing?
Oh, by the way, in the roads here are absolutely fucking garbage.
Terrible.
God, they talk about us being road ready when we drive. How about having the fucking roads ready for us to drive on?
And then they're like, oh, it's the weather. Bullshit. I've driven across this country. I've driven through the Dakotas. I've driven through Montana, Wyoming. Dude,
but those cars have no traffic on those roads. They're empty all year.
Dude, they get worse weather. They get all the semis from all the processing plants. They're not empty highways. They're by any stretch of the imagination, and their roads are immaculate.
Yeah, but they don't have the traffic.
Immaculate.
But they don't have they don't have the corruption like we do.
Everyone's got some corruption.
What do you think when you think of most corrupt states in this country? We're pretty close to the top here.
Illinois?
Yes, we've always been.
We've had three or four governors go to federal prison.
Yeah, it's senators. Who was the one that was selling his seat in the Congress?
Well, that was Blagojevich.
Blagojevich, yeah.
And he didn't even sell it.
He was trying to.
He got fucked. I never liked Blagojevich, but he got fucked. He got absolutely fucked, and Obama let it happen. But that's a whole other bag of worms. But Blagojevich, again, I never really liked him, but after growing up and hearing more and listening to him and looking into it, he got absolutely fucked by Fitzgerald, who was the head of the FBI here and other leaders in the Democratic Party and all that.
Yeah, but he was still fucking corrupt.
Compared to other governors, I wouldn't say that.
Well, what did I hear about Pritzker? He's the one. What was the line? He's the least corrupt governor we have. And that's fucking sad.
He's not the least corrupt. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Pritzker's a fucking billionaire. He doesn't put fucking
bathrooms in his houses, so he doesn't
toilets
have to pay
taxes.
Toilets, yeah. Toilets, yeah.
So
let's take the toilets out, so I don't have to pay taxes on my house, on my houses. Come on, you cheap fuck.
I mean, it's brilliant, but it's really.
Yeah. Give him credit for that, but
it's brilliant. But it's you're not hurting for money, you fucking.
Yeah.
He's like the guy. He's like Chris Farley. And Billy Madison, when it's who would steal 30 bags of lunches? That's him sitting behind the fucking bus, eating the lunches of all the school kids. Oh, but it's just the people of the state.
Yeah.
But, anywho.
We are at 50 minutes today.
We're at already. 50. We're doing well. You want to keep rolling or you want to wrap it up?
No, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. We're trying to keep it about 45 minutes. So we're a little long today. I know we weren't ranting today, but...
All right, well, we can wrap it up. Be sure to join us for episode 5 coming out next week. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Remember, this is Two Guys, One Brain. I'm Alex.
This is Brian.
Have a good one.